Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Hot Seat interview for AMovieGuy.com. I am your host, Leo Brady, and I am here with our first two-time guest, somebody who I am so excited to be talking with today. She is the writer, the director, and the star of her spectacular new film, Scrambled. We are here with Leah McKendrick. Leah, thank you for being with me here today.
Yay, second time, baby.
Yes.
I've made it.
Yeah, I mean, this is a big moment for us. This is like so full circle. Um, Recently we've started off this show by asking a question that really sort of gets everybody to know a little bit about you. What is a movie or a cinematic moment for you that made you say, I want to become an actor, I want to make movies?
Oh my gosh. Thriller, Michael Jackson. Thriller is probably the single most formative piece of cinema for me. I grew up, I mean, I was like so tiny and I was like so terrified, and I'm like watching it with one eye because I'm scared, but the music and the dancing and the horror and it's throwback and Vincent Price and it's and zombies and werewolves. It's just so many things. Pop music that I love at once. And so I kind of love the genre bend of it all. So that's what I'm always trying to do, is kind of throw everything at it and see what really resonates and sticks.
That's an excellent answer because that really does sort of encapsulate what you've done so far. Your
Aw.
your first film, M.F.A, is this revenge. There's a lot to discuss there about how it's this revenge film. It's got a little bit of a slice of horror. This is a lot of the other direction in terms of it being a comedy, but it's also your directorial debut. That M.F.A, you wrote it, you co-starred in it, but now you're in the director's seat. So tell me, what made you say, I'm ready to be a director? Like, I don't need to pass that baton on. I can handle all of this.
I mean, it's really twofold. One was that I was so deeply, deeply attached and protective of my true story of freezing my eggs that I wasn't willing to kind of let another vision come in and change it, which is the beauty of film. It's collaboration, but this was one of those times that I just was like, I have it so clear. It was so visceral for me. I can handle this. And then the other part of it was feeling that I needed to usher my film into production. And sometimes when it's like, now we're going to go attach a director, and you're begging at times. You're like, please believe in my vision of the script and what it can be. And please be willing to give up a year or two of your life. And I was just like, I need to get on set. I want to make a movie. I had had so many films fight through the studio system and die, and feeling like I was surrounded by dead babies everywhere. And I was like, I have to just muscle my way, hold onto the ball and just close my eyes and muscle my way in. That was so it was sort of twofold.
Yeah. Well, and as I said too, I mean, M.F.A was definitely like, again, this revenge horror, but this is comedy and drama. Now that you've sort of succeeded in almost both genres, it's really so impressive. Did you sort of say to yourself, I don't want to be pigeonholed and only make one type of genre? I want to prove that I can make this type of movie, even though the previous work was a completely different type of film.
Yeah, I don't even know if I was so conscious of that as much as I just follow my heart, and every day I wake up and something new speaks to me. And I had frozen my eggs in 2021, and I was really heartbroken that I didn't feel like there was a film out there that I could watch during the process that made me feel seen and made me feel affirmed and made me feel contained. And I was looking for I was looking for films that spoke to my experience while I was bloated on the couch, huge belly, inserting air bubbles into my bloodstream. And I'm Googling, where is this film? And it was, all the films were about a couple trying to get pregnant, a couple
Right.
struggling with their fertility. And I thought, I'm completely single, painfully single. This is not my experience. So that, like, fire under my ass, but as a writer, I had so many assignments and jobs that I was working through. And it wasn't until in one day, two of my studio films got hacked to pieces, murdered, bloody on the floor. I thought, I can't keep doing this. I came here to make movies, you know. I didn't
Yeah.
leave my family and everything that I've known to come to Hollywood and write films that just get murdered. And I thought, yeah, if nothing else, I'm going to go make a movie that speaks to me and speaks to that girl from last year that needed this film. And I know if it resonates with me, there will be other women in the world that need this film as well.
Yeah, that actually leads me right into my next question too. I mean, I think Scrambled, it had to be, and I can't speak for you, but it had to be terrifying, but also cathartic to sort of get this on film, to get to get this up on a screen. But what becomes clear while you're watching it is that what wins out is just your honesty. You're so honest about this. Was there anything you said to yourself while writing? During production where you were like, I don't want to approach this, I don't want to do that? Or were you just like, no, I'm an open book, we're going to show everything that I went through?
Yep. I said, we're gonna show everything that I went through
Yeah.
because it was such a solo, internal, isolated experience. I literally did it during the pandemic. So even more so, right?
Yeah.
That I felt a part of my journey, a part of my healing was going to be recreating it and sharing it with the world. I will say, I don't remember feeling a lot of fear when I was writing it. I don't remember feeling a lot of fear when I was shooting it. I feel all the fear right now. I'm really terrified right now because I didn't know it was going to come to this many theaters. I didn't know that this was going to be the plan. So I think the beauty was when you're making a small independent film, you know, it's tight. You're scrappy. You're in it. I had so many women on set. It was my cinematographer was a woman, my producer is a woman. Like I had so many chicks, my AD, and that I felt very contained and protected.
Yeah.
But now I feel that nobody can protect me. And everything that I did, it's all a blur. I felt that I had my eye on the prize, my North Star was clear. And I'm proud that I kind of just let it all hang out and I was naked and I'm crying and I'm bloated and I'm doing the thing. But now I'm going, what did I do? What did I do? I couldn't have put a little makeup on in this. Could have held back a little bit.
Well, I mean, look, that's why this movie is so good. It's your honesty, honestly, that just it permeates throughout this film, but it's also hilarious. I mean, like we can't forget that it's an actually incredibly funny movie, but I think there's three people that you have on this supporting cast that I want to bring up. Clancy Brown, Ego Nwodim, and Andrew Santino. Can you talk about just the three of them? I don't know how to combine all of that, but like all three of them have these unique parts in your journey and their performances are great. It's not, you know, obviously it's this collaborative thing. So talk about getting three incredible actors to sort of be with you along for this journey.
I mean, it's truly the dream. I saw Santino do stand up and I was like, that's who it is. My friend knew him. We went to his show in order for me to grab him and talk to him directly because we had already given him the offer. We had already sent him the script. He had not read it. We were waiting around. I went to a stand-up show. I like pulled him aside and I was like, you need to do my movie. We're both redheads. Like this is meant to be. And he was like, you are a phony redhead. We can spot our own a mile away. He was like, I know you're not a real redhead. But he just
Unbelievable.
so this character in real life. He's so funny. He's so quick. A lot of his best moments are improvised. Like
Yeah.
you just put a camera on him and you let him fly. And I was really worried with him because a brother sister dynamic with somebody that you don't know that you're recreating. I mean, you're like, how is this gonna go? And the
Yeah.
first scene that we shot was the scene in the office where we're like at each other's necks, right? And
Yeah.
it just was there. He's really just so talented, and I think our chemistry. I mean, he also has a little sister in real life. I obviously also have an older brother in real life.
Yep.
So I'm grateful for him for doing the film and letting me kind of harass him in the street in real life
Yeah.
to come do my movie.
Yeah.
Ego was one of my first actors attached. She is portraying my real life best friend. From the moment I met her on Zoom, she obviously is on SNL. She's an incredible comic, incredible talent. We
Right.
knew that she was going to crush it, but it's it's a pretty heavy role at times as well. The drama exists in her arc in a big
Yeah.
way. It kind of is a surprise, and she just nailed it. And working with somebody that is on SNL, works with the biggest stars, and it's just like a masterclass. You don't have to direct her. She like knows she's gonna hit all of the moments. That
Right.
opening scene with her in the bridal suite is one of my favorite scenes in the film. And
Mine
it was
too.
actually, isn't she so amazing in that scene? And
So good. Yeah.
it's much longer. I like learned my lesson as a writer that sometimes I just am having too much fun and I overwrite. I'm learning my lessons, but it got cut down a lot, and it still works. And I'm really proud of her work and how she went there emotionally.
Yeah.
So and really captured my real life best friends, just warmth and girlhood and sisterhood.
Yeah.
So amazing to work with her.
Yeah.
And then Clancy is just like
So good.
the dream. And it was maybe the hardest role to cast. And I think it's because in that category, that age, they've all done it. They don't need to do anything they don't want to do. They
Right.
don't need money. They've all got their accolades. They are all well known. If they're still in the business and working as much as Clancy is, they don't have anything to prove.
Yeah.
So it was a really tough role to cast, and it's really hard to, in some ways, he's kind of the antagonist of the film. He's the
Yeah.
voice for, the patriarchy and societal pressures,
Right.
but he's your dad. And in real life, my dad is this is my dad. I literally stole some of the real life dialogue from, me and my dad's conversations, and I put it in the script, and it can come off very abrasive. It can be hurtful. Obviously, I made a movie about it. My dad has not seen the movie yet, so I'm buckling up for that. But Clancy is just such a pro. He wanted to rehearse. What actor wants to rehearse like a true blue,
Yeah.
know,
Uh,
uh, what is it? Meat and potatoes actor. He
yes.
loves the craft. He's been working forever. And then, of course, I mean, Shawshank.
Yes.
It's all of our favorite movie.
Yes. It
You
is.
can't not love Shawshank. So it felt very um intimidating at first to direct him, but then when you're with him, you're like, he's such a lovely human and teddy bear that I felt very protected by him and supported by him.
Yeah. Well, they're telling me to wrap up.
Oh,
I do want to say, that this is a spectacular film. Scrambled is so beautiful. It is, I mean, we talk about women's stories, and this is the ultimate story for all women. Honestly, I think what you've made is a movie that will resonate throughout the country because it's important, and I'm so proud of this films, and you should be as well. uh, Leah McKendrick, thank you for speaking with me today.
thank you for your undying, unwavering support since my
Yes.
deep cut MFA baby. You have
Yes.
been there in the streets of Austin with me. And I'm so glad that we can grow together
Yes.
as artists. So I adore you, Leo. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Scrambled will be in theaters February 2nd. Can't wait. Leah McKendrick, thank you again.